In 2007, the company Jib Jab released a music video on YouTube. It was an animated video and it was called Big Box Mart. That was 15 years ago. That video has been viewed millions of times, and it tells the story about a factory worker who shops at his local Big Box Mart. The song Big Box Mart is set to the tune of Oh Susanna, and to avoid any copyright strikes, I am not going to play any of the sound from that video. I am, however, going to read the lyrics to the song, and I'm going to show some screen captures. I'm also linking the video in the show notes, and I've put the video in the end card for this video so you can click on it after watching this video. The term Big Box Mart is a combination of big box store and Walmart, and it's pretty obvious watching the video that they are talking about Walmart, although they didn't actually come out and say it. As a professor who teaches operations management and supply chain management, I assigned my students to watch this video in preparation for a discussion about the ripple effects of companies when they make decisions to outsource. I fully realized this video was intended to be funny and it was not intended to be a documentary. However, I thought since it's 15 years old, it would be interesting to see how well the video has aged. Is it accurate today? Was it ever accurate? And so I've decided to do a fact check on the song. I am linking all of my sources in the show notes. The way the song is arranged, there is a chorus that sings, and then there is the main character of the video. His words are in blue. If you see words that are not highlighted, those are the words of the chorus. Oh, it starts with sweatshop labor in a foreign factory and gets packed on a vessel and shipped over the sea. It's loaded onto trailers and it's spread across the map. Big Box Mart is the place I go to buy all of my crap. Oh, Big Box Mart, what do you have for me? 'Cause our shopping carts are empty and we're on a shopping spree. I come to the Big Box Mart 'cause I do have lots of needs, and they sell crap the cheapest with their discounts guaranteed. When I'm walking through the aisles, it's like I'm hypnotized. With a wallet full of credit cards, I never leave deprived. Oh, Big Box Mart, thank you for serving me, 'cause my house is full of crap now and it used to be empty. The next day at the factory, the news was very grim. My job was being outsourced to the slums of East Beijing. Management was streamlining the company's org chart. We gotta make crap cheap enough to sell at Big Box Mart. Oh, Big Box Mart, look what you've done to me. He's gotta start all over at the age of 53. I still go to Big Box Mart. Yes, I'm there most all the time. These days you'll likely find me sweeping aisle number 9. My dreams of a retirement have gone up in a blaze, and I'll be scrubbing toilets till they stick me in the grave. Oh, Big Box Mart, what have you sold to me? We used to be your customers, now we're your employees. Oh, Big Box Mart, my paycheck reminds me, your everyday low prices have a price, they aren't free. Looking at the lyrics of this song, I have identified 7 statements that I want to do a fact check on. The first of those statements is the very first line of the song. It starts with sweatshop labor in a foreign factory. However, I'm going to postpone doing a fact check on this till the end. The second statement that I want to analyze is the statement, Big Box Mart is the place I go to buy all of my crap. If we just look at Walmart, who was obviously the company that was in mind when the song was written, Walmart's sales between 2006 and 2022 increased dramatically. This song was released in 2007, so if I can compare the $344 billion in sales that Walmart had in 2007 to the $567 billion that they are estimated to make in 2022, Walmart has seen about a 65% increase in their sales worldwide. And about 83% of their sales are in the United States. So do people buy all their crap at Walmart? Well, they buy quite a bit of it. But how does Walmart's sales compare to other companies? Well, Walmart for 2021 in the United States, their retail sales were $459 billion, more than double what Amazon's sales were in the United States. In fact, if you take Costco, Home Depot, and Target combined, together they do not amount to the same amount as what Walmart sold. So when I look at that statement Fact check number 2. What's the conclusion? Big Box Mart is the place I go to buy all of my crap. Well, certainly not all, but a big percentage. So I'm going to call this one mostly true. Fact check number 3. With a wallet full of credit cards, I never leave deprived. Well, let's take a look at spending with credit cards. In 2007, when this song was released, Americans had about $750 billion of credit card debt. Fast forward 15 years to 2022, and Americans have about $841 billion of credit card debt. So the idea of, are people ever leaving a store deprived when they have a credit card in their pocket? No. With a wallet full of credit cards, I never leave deprived. I'm calling that one true. Fact check number 4. My house is full of crap now and it used to be empty. Are people filling their houses with stuff they don't really need, stuff that they don't need on a regular basis? Maybe stuff they're not even using at all. Well, this one is a little bit hard to say exactly what people have in their homes because I don't know what people have in their homes. But there is another industry that gives me a pretty good idea of what people have in their homes, or at least how much people have in their homes. The self-storage industry, and I'm probably going to do a video just on the self-storage industry in the future. But this is some information that I found. The annual industry revenue is almost $40 billion. The number of storage facilities, this is not individual rooms or individual compartments for somebody to rent. This is the number of storage facilities in the United States. About 49,000 storage facilities. And if you combine the square footage of all of those facilities, it's about 1.9 billion square feet. That's quite a bit. Over 10% of all the households in the United States have a storage unit. And when I ran across these numbers, 1.9 billion square feet is a lot of area. But exactly how big is that? Well, I like finding things to compare it to, and this is what I found to illustrate 1.9 billion square feet. 1.9 billion square feet is 68 square miles, which happens to be exactly the size of Washington, D.C. So if you can picture in your mind Washington, D.C. as one giant storage unit, that's how much the United States has scattered around the 50 states. 68 square miles of storage units. So when I come back and I look at fact check number 4, my house is full of crap now and it used to be empty. Houses are so full of crap, over 10% of the households in the United States have to have a storage facility to hold the excess. Fact check number 5. My job was being outsourced to the slums of East Beijing. Now this one is a little more sensitive. People have lost jobs over time, but is it really due to companies like Walmart and other retailers buying things from overseas? This is some information about U.S. imports from China over the last 40 years. If you go back into the 1980s, we weren't bringing in hardly anything from China. In the 1990s, it started. By the year 2000, it was getting into the billions of dollars. By the time 2007 rolled around and this video was made, the United States was importing about $20 billion worth of products from China. By 2022, we're importing about $48 billion worth of products from China. That's a lot of money. So exactly what has that done to the U.S. workforce? How many people have lost jobs as a result of manufacturing moving outside of the United States? Well, this is where I went to the Bureau of Labor Statistics to try and answer that question. This is the monthly labor review from the Department of Labor, as shown on the website from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. 5.5 million manufacturing jobs were lost between 2000 and 2017. If you read the entire article, it asks the question, what is most responsible for the manufacturing job losses? Rising trade with China is often cited as a possible culprit, but competition from China only accounts for about 1/4 of the decline in manufacturing during the 2000s. So I want to point something out. Assuming that this is accurate and it's on the Bureau of Labor Statistics website, so I'm going to treat it as though it's accurate. 5.5 million manufacturing jobs were lost, and 1/4 of those can be accounted for due to China. So 1/4 of 5.5 million, that's about 1.4 million manufacturing jobs lost to China. But it doesn't say that's from foreign competition, it says that's from China. By the time you add in other countries, it's going to be something greater than 25%. So that's not necessarily all 5.5 million manufacturing jobs were due to outsourcing, but at least a quarter of them were lost to China. And when you look at other countries around the world, something more than a quarter were lost. So what's my conclusion? My job was being outsourced to the slums of East Beijing. Well, for at least 1.4 million people, that was essentially true. The next fact I want to fact check: we used to be your customers, now we're your employees. Is that true? Well, again, I want to go to the Bureau of Labor Statistics and see what happened to retail jobs during the time that manufacturing jobs were being lost. And what I can see is between the year 2009 and 2019, over the span of a decade, U.S. retailers gained about 1.3 million jobs. If I look at 2000 to 2017, manufacturing lost 5.5 million. I couldn't find numbers for the exact time period, so these numbers are close. But what I'm seeing is we lost about 1.4 million jobs to China, and retailers gained about 1.3 million jobs. If I just look at Walmart, over the last decade, Walmart has added 874 stores in the United States. I don't know exactly how many employees that translates into. I do know that worldwide, Walmart has gained about 200,000 employees. So let's take a look at that statement. We used to be your customers, now we're your employees. I'm calling that one mostly true. Walmart picked up 200,000 employees worldwide. I know that about 83% of their business is in the United States, so probably a good 150, 160,000 of those jobs added at Walmart were in the United States approximately. And that leads me to statement number 7. My paycheck reminds me your everyday low prices have a price they aren't free. If I go and take a look at, again, Bureau of Labor Statistics, and I look at the occupational summary for retail workers, I see that the median pay is about $14 an hour. $14.03 is what they have posted. Generally speaking, retail jobs do not pay as well as manufacturing jobs. And when I look at what is the ripple effect of this, for an individual, it means they're not going to make as much money if they lost a better paying manufacturing job and they took a retail job to have employment. So for the individual, it means they're going to make less money, but what does it mean for the community that they live in? Well, this is a story from November 19th of 2020. Walmart and McDonald's are among top employers of Medicaid and food stamp beneficiaries. There's a whole lot of people working in jobs that are basically non-sustainable. They're working, but they still need assistance because they're not making enough in those retail jobs. And so again, when I come back and I look at fact check number 7, my paycheck reminds me your everyday low prices have a price they aren't free. In the story, the man loses his job because Big Box Mart is buying things from overseas. Now I want to come back to that first statement that I skipped over initially. Fact check number 1, it starts with sweatshop labor in a foreign factory. Is that true? Well, it really depends on how you look at it. I teach supply chain management, and this is a very, very simplified diagram of what supply chain management looks like. There's a manufacturer who manufactures products. They ship it to retailers, and customers go in and buy from the retailers. So if I look at the material flow, material and products flow from left to right. However, there is another flow when it comes to supply chain management. Orders and money flow from right to left. There are sourcing specialists at retailers who decide what they're going to purchase and where they're going to purchase it from. And so to say that the entire process starts in sweatshops and foreign factories isn't quite accurate. It really starts further upstream with orders being placed by those retailers. And if you really want to get specific about it, it starts even before that. Customers are the ones that are making purchasing decisions. There are stores, now I will be the first to admit, it's very difficult sometimes to find things that are made in the United States. But you and I, as consumers, we are ordering things, and if we are ordering things and purchasing things based purely on the price, then we are going to continue to get what we've been getting. Because the people that are doing the sourcing for the stores, whether they're online stores or brick and mortar stores, if they know that customers are making purchasing decisions based solely on price, they're going to continue to buy from the lowest bidder that they can find. If customers become more demanding, if customers start insisting that they want more sustainable options, they want things made in the United States, they want things made in a environmentally friendly way. If customers start to insist on that, they can start influencing the decision of those sourcing specialists in the retailers. And that leads me to a theme that you're going to see in future videos. Choose wisely. The symbol in the middle here is the mindfulness symbol, and it represents the ripple effect. Every time a person makes a decision about what they're going to consume, about what they're going to purchase, there are ripple effects. And those ripple effects are far-reaching. Sometimes when enough people decide to buy something, one company may go out of business and another company may prosper. When enough people collectively make up their minds, they have tremendous power. So my encouragement to everyone watching this video, choose wisely. The decisions that you make will have ripple effects. They'll have ripple effects in your community. They will have ripple effects on the products that are going to be on shelves. So when I come back and I ask about a fact check on it starts with sweatshop labor, I'm going to say that one lacks context. It's true in one sense, that's where the material comes from, but it's not completely true because the orders are coming from retailers in the United States, whether they're brick and mortar or whether they're online. So what's my verdict on the song overall? Big Box Mart is the place I go to buy all of my crap. I'm going to say that one's mostly true. With a wallet full of credit cards, I never leave deprived. I'm calling that one true. My house is full of crap now and it used to be empty. I'm calling that one true. My job was being outsourced to the slums of East Beijing. For about 1.4 million people, that was true. We used to be your customers, now we're your employees. Well, across the retail industry, about 1.3 million people took jobs in the retail sector. I'm calling that one mostly true. And finally, your everyday low prices have a price they aren't free. I'm calling that one true. So my verdict on the entire song, it's true. Now, I've been talking about things made overseas. I want to finish this video by talking about a product that's made here in the United States. I am giving away 5 32-ounce Epic filtered water bottles. These are American made. They are environmentally responsible. All of the packaging material is recyclable. They're made in the United States and they are great. I use this product myself. I'm giving away 5 of them. I'm giving away one at 100, 200, 300, 400, and 500 subscribers to this channel. These retail for $45, and if you would like to enter to be eligible for the drawing, just like this video, subscribe, and leave a comment, and you will be eligible to be a part of the drawing when I hit those milestones. Thank you for watching.